Aoife was born on October 7th, 2018 in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Her parents were Pepe Ali, father, and Luna, mother, both AKC registered rough collies owned by Mr. Ian Paul Hoffman. The breeder originally named her Raven, and a deposit had been put on her by a man that wanted to purchase her. But for an unexplained reason, the breeder changed his mind and decided that Raven was not the right puppy for him and refused his deposit. A short time later, Heidi Arvin found an online ad for a collie puppy named Raven for sale. When she called to inquire about the puppy, the breeder agreed that she was the best fit for Raven. After Heidi became the new owner, she renamed her puppy Aoife, spelled Aoife, after a female heroine in Irish mythology. The name in Irish Gaelic means beautiful and is pronounced Aoife. Heidi had 30 years of experience training dogs and had no trouble teaching Aoife the puppy how to use the bathroom outside, sit, stay, lay down, come, and heel. By the time Aoife was 6 months old, she had already learned all these skills. Heidi lived on 5 acres at that time and had pygmy goats. She taught Aoife how to herd the goats and bring them into their shelter so she could examine the goats, administer medicine to them, and trim their hooves. Aoife did this task extremely well. But there was another job that Aoife was destined to perform. Heidi had been diagnosed with post traumatic stress disorder, anxiety disorder, and depression in 2009. She was managing her symptoms fairly well with therapy and supplements, but still struggled with panic and anxiety attacks from unknown triggers. Aoife would stay with Heidi during these attacks, but did not understand why these things were happening. She wanted to help Heidi in some way, but did not know how. In February of 2023, Heidi began training Aoife to touch her on the back of her hand if Aoife sensed that Heidi had been triggered and a panic attack was approaching. Learning this skill delighted Aoife, and she dedicated herself to serving full time as Heidi's service animal, as defined by the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. By December of 2023, Aoife was a fully trained service animal, able to go in most public places, wearing her vest proudly. In January 2024, a graduation party was held at Heidi's home to present Aoife with a diploma for graduating to a fully trained service animal. Aoife was living her best life. She happily went to work at Kettering University with Heidi 5 days a week and went to each classroom and laboratory with her. She even wore personal protective equipment in the labs, including dog goggles, safety shoes, earmuffs, and a lab coat that Heidi altered so that it would fit her properly. On Heidi's days off, Aoife loved to go to dog parks, go hiking, take walks along lake shorelines, wrestle with her cat brother and sister, and play in the snow and ice. She loved the cold and would frequently stay out for long periods in below zero temperatures, despite Heidi's encouragement to come inside where it was warm. Aoife made friends everywhere she went. Even people that did not like dogs or were afraid of them were accepting of Aoife, and she made them smile. Aoife never growled, bit, snapped at, or jumped up on anyone ever. Period. She was the most good natured, pleasing, well behaved, kind, intelligent, tolerant, and compassionate dog. Her favorite foods were vanilla ice cream and plain Greek yogurt. Peanut butter was okay, but when Heidi started using it to hide medicine, she quickly found it distasteful. She felt her intellect was insulted whenever Heidi tried to fool her into taking medicine. Aoife was beautiful, and she knew it. She walked with a regal step, and her head held up. She enjoyed having her picture taken, as well as her spa treatments. She absolutely hated getting dirty or wet. She would avoid mud puddles on the trail or in parking lots so that her paws would not get dirty. If they did, she would lick them clean, like her cat brother and sister do. In June of 2024, Aoife started to feel sick, and Heidi found a large tumor in the back of her mouth attached to her upper palate. The tumor was removed surgically and biopsied. Unfortunately, the diagnosis was terminal, stage 2 bone cancer. Instead of opting for chemo, radiation, and maxillofacial removal and reconstructive surgeries, Heidi decided to keep Aoife's pain and symptoms managed until she was too ill to live a good quality of life. Heidi practices traditional Chinese medicine techniques as a hobby and has studied under 2 acupuncturists over 15 years. Using these methods, along with prescription pain medication, kept Aoife stable, comfortable, and happy for several weeks. Then, she took a sudden turn for the worse the last weekend of July 2024. Heidi decided to make an end of life appointment for Aoife, and on July 30th, 2024, at 1:03 p.m., Aoife passed away peacefully in her sleep at home, surrounded by her family and loving caregivers. A small memorial service will be held on Bois Blanc Island, Michigan, over Labor Day weekend, where her ashes will be spread at Aoife's favorite beach. If you would like to make a gift of flowers, Aoife loved to look at and smell pink flowers of any kind. You can also donate to the Michigan State University College of Veterinary Medicine Cancer Research Fund. The fund number is A as in Apple 60001. This fund supports peer-reviewed research to investigate the origin and treatment of cancer. You can list your donation in honor of Aoife. Thank you.